Welcome to the Living in Awareness series. I'm Reverend Lee Wolak from the Agape Center for Spiritual Living, and today we're going to be talking about what is God. The best definition I have heard is that which came from the Bible, where Moses heard in the burning bush, "I am that I am." And I struggled with that for a long time until I realized that there needed to be a comma. And that comma would be, "I am that I am." In other words, what the message was is I am infinite. I am all-knowing. I am everywhere present. I am that I am. I am the trees I am. I am that person I am. I am everything. So knowing what God is a permanent state of awareness that the infinite is expressing in and through and as everything. You see, just by the idea of trying to define God as what is impossible because words in themselves are limiting. So what we must come to understand is that God is a feeling. It is a feeling of connection, of being a part of all things. And when we feel that part of all things, we become alive, we become aware, we become at peace, we become joyful. So to define God is to limit God. To feel God is to know God. To know God is to love God. To love God is the meaning of life. So I invite you to explore this idea and see how the feeling of what God is resonates with you. Have a great day. Welcome to the Living in Awareness series. Hi, my name is Lee Wolak, and I'm at the Agape Center for Spiritual Living. Today we're going to be discussing this idea of who am I? Just before I came today, I was listening to a song by Cliff Harris, and it was, "It's in every one of us." And what I've come to understand is there's a point of consciousness within us that is the individualization of God. It is so clear that this idea of soul is that point of consciousness. When watching Oprah in her Sunday series on what is spirituality, she asks every one of her guests, "What is your definition of the soul?" And for me, the soul is that unique and individual point of consciousness where the infinite allows itself to create and to experience itself as only it can. And that's who we are. You see, we are given the gift of freedom. We are one with all that is. We are the drop of water within the ocean, and that drop contains all the properties of the ocean. So as that drop, we have the power to create within us. And the tool that we use to create is our mind. And our mind is unique, it is whole, and it is perfect. And when we use that mind, we create God in human form, unique, whole, and perfect as us. It is something we get to know as we express. And as we express in freedom, we feel joy when it is aligned with our path, a path of uncovering a deeper awareness, a deeper love of life, a deeper feeling of being the Christ itself. Have a great day as you contemplate this most important question. Welcome to the Living in Awareness series. Hi, I'm Reverend Lee Wolak, and today we're going to talk about what is this power that creates and how do we use it. One of the great illusions in life is that we are victims. We are never victims because we are part of the oneness that is God. And as part of the oneness that is God, we are creators. At the beginning of time, the Bible says God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And we created light. You see, we are altogether the oneness of God. And now in this human form, the illusion is we are separate, but we truly aren't. We are always connected to the infinite power of God. And as such, our word creates. Our word spoken with belief and conviction creates. The key to this creation is to have a desire inside that is burning to be expressed. And once we've got clarity on what that desire looks like and feels like, we become that desire right here, right now. We act as if it was already true. And as we act as if it is already true, the universe, the power that is God, brings to us all the right people, all the right circumstances, all the right events that allow us to live the experience that we have created in our mind. The key to living this experience and having it demonstrated in our lives is that we must release the image of our past. All that in the past must die so that the new, the burning desire that we've chosen can be created. Contemplate how this has worked in your life and have a great day. Welcome to the Living in Awareness series. Hi, I'm Reverend Lee Wolak, and today we're going to talk about the question, am I really free? When you think about that, our parents sort of took away that freedom. They told us, well, Lee, you got to think like this. Lee, you got to do that. But in reality, I allowed them to take away my freedom because my mind, no one can cause it to do whatever it wants. I can choose at any moment to think anything I choose. And here's the key. Our imagination gives us the freedom to experience anything. Because when we can imagine something so deeply, so fully, so completely, we literally have the experience in our mind. You see, our mind does not know the difference between what we imagine and what we experience. So as we start to embody and live in our imagination over and over, creating this idea of what we desire, we begin to create that experience. Our imagination, directly focused onto a specific event, allows us the intelligence, allows us the freedom to create. Despite anything happening outside of ourselves, we go within, and as we go within, we create the environment, the atmosphere, the energy, the experience of whatever it is we desire. And in that, we become a living example of the Christ. Have fun exploring this idea, and we'll see you next week. Welcome to the Living in Awareness series. Hi, I'm Reverend Lee Wolak, and today we're going to talk about what is the power of focus. I think this is a key that many people fall behind on. Just as they're about to get their dream, they stop. And what I've come to understand is focus on only what you want. Despite anything that is happening around you, the key is to maintain a deliberate focus. Our success is based on the fact of how narrow is our focus on the item that we desire. If we are focused on health and we're researching disease, our focus becomes scattered, and the result of our healing or of our health is put in jeopardy or it's delayed. And this is what happens. The fuzziness of our thoughts, the fuzziness of our thinking causes delayed in the demonstration of the creative process that is within us. The more we are able to keep our focus, to look at what's going on in our lives and keep it centered on where we want, whether it's health, wealth, relationships, prosperity, it doesn't matter what it is. But we must block out all things. And our challenge here is people around us will say, you've got to be real. You've got to look at what's out there. And the more that we look at what's real and what's out there, we take ourselves farther and farther away from demonstrating what we have chosen to. So I invite you to pick something in your life and with the conscious intention that you are the divine creating, focus all of your energies on it until you see it, feel it, know it, and experience it in your life now. Have a great day as you explore this tool in the creative process of life. Well, welcome to the Living in Awareness series. Hi, I'm Reverend Lee Wolak, and today we're going to talk about how to create our life. And I'm going to bring together some points that I made in prior talks in the series. And the first I want to make is we've got to first know what we want. Because until we know what we want in life, we're going to have an average experience. We're going to be at the whim of whatever's happening around us that becomes our consciousness. So the key thing I would invite you to explore is to know what you value. What is it you value most in this life? And in touch with those values, what would be the greatest way to express them, to have the greatest sense of joy, the feeling, the perspective of life that would give you a phenomenal feeling of being of service in this world? Once we know what we want, then we do as the Bible said, go within and know that I am God. So it's our ability to go within, to quiet our thoughts, to let our minds become still, to clear out everything from the past, and to be fully present in the nowness, in the nothingness, realizing our connection with all that exists. And once we are there, we implant a new slide in the camera, a slide that has our imagination imprint on it of how we want our life to be. And then once we've implanted that imagination, that slide into the camera of life, we keep it there. We maintain a constant focus and an image of it in our mind, our thoughts, our words, our actions, everything that we do, everyone that we're with fulfills that dream. We allow nothing in it to deviate from that. And as we do that with focused attention through our imagination into the oneness that we are with a deliberate idea, we will have created the most experienced life experience that we could ever imagine. I invite you now to consider those things in your life when you have actually deliberately created this and see how you can better use this in your life from now on. Have a great day. Welcome back to the Living in Awareness series. Hi, I'm Reverend Lee Wolak at the Agape Center for Spiritual Living. What I want to talk to you about today is the question, is attitude the magnet of my experience? And what I want to say to you today is that attitude is everything. Attitude becomes the lens through which you look at life. It determines what you say, what you feel, what you think, what you act. It determines what comes back to you. Our attitude is a direct mirror to us of where we are focusing. And as we focus, we are either in alignment with that which we are seeking, or we are out of alignment with what we are seeking. And attitude is a feeling. And our feelings are the nature of feedback that we have been giving. It is the emotions that give us our guide. So if our attitude is positive, and positive meaning it is moving in the direction of what we've chosen, because there is no good or bad. There just is. So I want to get into the idea here that it's about directed thinking. So if our attitude is aligned with our directed thought toward a predetermined idea, a predetermined experience, we will be living in the fullness, in the richness of life itself. We will have a desire where we wake up every morning juiced to live life. We will make up at night going to bed with a state of gratitude because we have lived in life. It is our attitude which will allow us to sleep easily, effortlessly, and peacefully. It is our attitude that attracts people, places, and events into our lives because everything is vibration. Everything is frequency. And our attitude is a frequency that we've turned the dial to that turns in and brings us the frequency back to experience the life that we have chosen. So as you sit now, and you explore this idea of attitude, feel it and see it as a frequency that you dial in and you tune in to the experience of life that you have chosen. Have a great day as you explore this concept, this idea, this magnificent tool to create your perfect life. Welcome to the Living in Awareness series. Hi, I'm Reverend Lee Wolak, and I'm here today to talk about this idea. Can we really fail? So many times as I work with people, they say, my prayer doesn't work. Things don't happen for me the way I want. It just never seems. I'm just a failure. And what I want to say is that we never fail. I think the key is we just don't persist long enough. You see, what I've come to understand is that in order for us to have a demonstration, to have a dream come true, is that it has to become natural to us. It means it has to become natural to us as we think about it, as we breathe with it, as we speak about it. You know, to go from living and making $25,000 a year to being a person who makes $100,000 a year, there's a shift of energy. And so there's a natural feeling to be able to say, I now make $9,000 a month versus saying I make $1,500 a month. You see, there's a feeling, and in our bodies, we resonate with that. So as we persist using our imagination, using our words, using our affirmations to describe what it's like to feel like to make that $100,000 a year, it becomes natural to us. Every time we say it, it becomes easier and easier. And all of a sudden, it's not even a struggle. It's not even an effort. It naturally flows. It naturally becomes a thought that we accept. It naturally becomes a way that we carry ourselves. We have then embodied the concept. And when we embody the concept, there is no way we can fail, because in the embodiment, we've already had the experience. And once we've tasted that experience, it is ours forever. So I challenge you, no matter what your dream is, no matter what you're seeking in your life, be persistent, be consistent in the focus of all of your thoughts, your words and actions, and live in the imagination of your life where your dream is already true. Have a great day. And love the exploring of this idea that you always succeed because you are a child of God.